Listening Library presents Children's Favorites, Volume 2, Princess Bedtime Stories and Princess Adventure Stories by Disney Press. Read for you by Cassandra Morris.
Sleeping Beauty, Aurora and the Diamond Crown. One sunny morning, Aurora awoke in the most cheerful of moods. It was her 17th birthday, and she couldn't wait to see what wonderful surprises were in store. Luckily, she didn't have to wait long. "Happy birthday, darling," said the Queen. Aurora smiled at her mother. She noticed the Queen was wearing an unusual crown. Gleaming at its center was a large, pink, heart-shaped diamond, surrounded by tiny sparkling diamonds. "Mother!" she cried. "What a beautiful crown! Is it new?" "Actually," replied the Queen, "it's quite old, and it's the reason that I've come to you so early on this very special day." The Queen took Aurora by the hand and led her through the castle to the great portrait hall. It was filled with paintings, each of a young princess wearing a crown just like the one the Queen was wearing. "Why, Mother!" exclaimed Aurora, pointing to the nearest portrait. "Is that you?" "Indeed it is," replied the Queen. "It was painted on my 17th birthday. You see, Aurora, it's a tradition in our kingdom that on a princess's 17th birthday, this crown is to be passed down to her and worn until the day she herself becomes queen." "Oh, Mother!" Aurora gasped. "Is that crown truly to be mine?" "Well," her mother said with a smile, "I certainly hope so. But according to tradition, you must first earn it." "How?" asked Aurora. "By answering 3 riddles," her mother explained. Just then, the 3 good fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, flew in. "Happy birthday, Princess," said Merryweather. "We're here to give you your clues." "Yes, happy birthday," Flora and Fauna added. Then the Queen kissed Aurora. "Think hard, my dear, and good luck." With a wave of their magic wands, the fairies transported themselves and Aurora out to the castle grounds. Then Flora stepped up and recited the first riddle. "To the eyes, it's a treat. To the nose, a delight. But beware, to the hand it can be quite a fright. Though few think to taste it, its sweetness still shows. To this first riddle, the answer's A?" Said Aurora when Flora was done. "Oh, I know," said Merryweather. "Of course you know," scolded Fauna. "It's Aurora who has to guess." "Do you know what the answer is, dearie?" asked Flora. "Let's see," said Aurora. "To the eye, it's a treat, so it's pretty. To the nose, a delight, so it smells good. To the hand, quite a fright, so it must hurt. Like a thorn on a rose. That's it, isn't it?" And she hurried off to the garden, where she picked the biggest rose she could find. "Very good!" exclaimed Fauna. "And now for the second riddle. Some plant it, some steal it, some blow it away. Some even do it several times in a day. Some who are shy might blush getting this on their hand or their cheek. Can you guess? It's a..." "Well," said Aurora, thinking, "if some plant it, it might be another flower. A dandelion, perhaps? You can blow them away, too. But what can you get on your hand or your cheek?" She wondered aloud as she gazed into the garden pool. "I know!" Aurora cried suddenly. "It's a kiss, isn't it? Of course it is!" You're figuring out the answers more quickly than any princess yet, said Flora. Now it's my turn, exclaimed Merryweather. Are you ready, Aurora? I think so, she replied. Ahem. Merryweather cleared her throat. What only gets stronger the longer it lives? What pays you back tenfold the more that you give? Some say it's blind, some say it's true. Some just say simply, I feel this for you. Merryweather giggled. Silly me, I almost said the answer. Well, let's see, said Aurora. It might be a tree. That gets stronger the longer it lives. I suppose you could say that a tree is blind, but so are bats. Aurora thought and thought. She was still thinking when Prince Philip walked by, leading his horse, Samson. Happy birthday, my love, he called with a big smile. Instantly, Aurora knew the answer to the riddle. Happily, Aurora hurried up to her mother's sewing room. I've solved the riddles, she announced. She took the pink rose from her hair and handed it to her mother. Then Aurora gave her a kiss on her cheek. Very good, declared the queen. And the answer to the third riddle? That's when the fairies brought in Prince Philip. It's love, said Aurora. Of course. The queen took the crown from her head and proudly placed it on Aurora's. That very afternoon, Aurora had her portrait painted, just like all the clever princesses who had come before her. In the evening, a grand birthday ball was held in Aurora's honor. Happy birthday, my darling, her mother told her. And may you have many, many more. Aurora smiled at her mother. It had been a wonderful birthday. Beauty and the Beast. Belle's Tea Party. Belle looked out the window. It had been raining for 6 straight days, and she felt cooped up. She hadn't taken a walk or visited the stables in nearly a week. Will the rain ever stop? She wondered. Chip, the little teacup, was wondering the same thing. He had already played all the games he could think of. Now he just wished he could go outside. Since he was so little, he didn't have a job like the other enchanted objects. But the rest of the enchanted objects had finished their work. The castle was spotless. Lumiere, the candelabrum, wandered into the dining room. He noticed how bored Chip and Belle looked, and he began to sing a song in French. Then Cogsworth the clock rounded up some napkins, spoons, and bowls, and led them in a dance. That's it, he cried as they whirled around the table. Hooray! Chip yelled when the song was over. That was wonderful, Belle cried. Will you do another one? Lumiere frowned. Actually, we need to go check on the master, he said. Yes, Cogsworth agreed. He might need something. He and Lumiere hopped off the table and went to the beast's study. Now what will we do, Belle? Chip asked. Belle looked over at the teacup and smiled. I'm not sure, Chip, she said. I'll try to think of something. Just then, Chip's mother, Mrs. Potts, the teapot, entered the room. She knew just what would cheer up Belle and Chip. Let's have a tea party, she suggested. Belle, why don't you change into your prettiest party dress? And Chip, I have a special job for you. The little teacup smiled excitedly, and Belle raced upstairs to change. We're going to have a tea party, Belle exclaimed when she reached her room. Oh, that's lovely, dear, the wardrobe replied. You'll need something bright and pretty to wear. She opened one door and looked inside. Belle reached for a navy dress. No, 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 the wardrobe cried. That's too dark for a tea party. The wardrobe rummaged around a little more and found a
Sample complete. Ready to continue?